There are people you meet who run, and then there are people you meet who won't stop. Not when the lungs burn, not when the legs buckle, not even when life throws every weight imaginable at you. Our guest today is not just a runner. He's a father, a soldier, a kidney donor, a man who said, "I have more to give, even if it means slicing a part of myself away for someone else." He's set records, he's seen darkness, he's led with grit, and he has one rule: he will not quit anything. This isn't just a story about endurance. This is a story about why we keep going, even when it hurts, even when no one's watching. Now, this was for the broken, the brave, and the ones who toe the line with nothing to prove, but everything to give. Cue that intro music.
Who says you need to fly to reach the top? Keep beating your block till your feet are hot. Get your head out the sand, join the flock. It's okay to run scared, we enjoy the lie.
Welcome back to the Ostrich Running Podcast. I'm your host, Nick Miraz, and unfortunately today, Jarrett the Juice Horton is not with me. But what I want all of our listeners and fans of the Juice to do is go out there and send him some love. We want him to heal well. He's going through some things right now, but the community needs to come together and make sure they show him some love. Jarrett, we miss you and we can't wait to have you back. Now, some people run to escape, and others run to find out what they're made of. But every once in a while, you meet someone who runs because quitting simply isn't an option. Now, today's guest, Mannie Zubia, is one of those people. He's an ultra runner, a marathoner, an Army veteran, a father of two, and a living example of what it means to give everything, literally, for others. Now, Mannie, he made a donation that was life-changing and went on to set a course record in a 100-mile race. He's finished Leadville, battled through sickness at AC 100, and somehow still found the strength to keep showing up. Early mornings, long hours, full of heart. Now, this episode isn't just about running. It's about purpose. It's about what happens when you take the word impossible personally. Now, everybody, welcome to the show. Mannie, we are so grateful to have you here. Please introduce yourself to our listeners, and thanks for being here.
Thank you so much, brother. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so my name is Mannie Zubia. I mean, you covered most of it, brother. That's pretty much what I do now, man. Just run.
Heck yeah. So what started that running journey for you, man? I mean, like, you know, I guess we can kind of go back a little bit, right? You're Army veteran. Did that come first or was running prior to that?
So yeah, like growing up, my dad would run like a mile every single day. That was like his thing. And he would take us it would take me and my sister with him. So it was like instilled in me in a young age, like, you know, running. But as far as like me running on my own, you know, I played football, baseball, all that growing up. But
so had an athletic base, right? You know,
just had that athletic base
is there, right?
Absolutely. And then, so it was like, I wasn't, like really gifted, but I did have like some natural, like just athletic ability where whatever I did, I can be great at. So, yeah, once I got into the Army, man, then, I wasn't like a fast runner. I was just like mediocre, like 7 to 8 minute pace, you know, like just starting off. So I wasn't crazy fast, but I wasn't like the slowest person, you know?
Yep.
So yeah,
definitely like a middle of the pack runner, right?
Yeah,
like in the Army pack stuff, right? Yep.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, no, just as long as you're not last, right? Like, that was it.
Dude, and you also kind of don't want to be first, right? Because there's too much attention on you, right?
Absolutely. Now they just expect you to be fast now, you know? It's
exactly. Or
crazy.
you're the first to get inspected as you get through that finish line right there, right?
Absolutely. So like if you're lagging one day, you know, they're going to think you're not working as hard, right?
Yeah, exactly. Oh man, that's awesome. And yeah, I think similar to you, right? I had no running background, right? The crazy thing is I never had somebody who showed me running as like a sport, right? Or just going out for a run. So I love that you were able to pull from that experience with like a parent or, you know, somebody showing you the way, right? That kind of like planted that early seed, right? But yeah, I think I'm much like you where I didn't find running till later in life, but you know, the competitor in me was always there. And, I'm just really lucky that I found running as like that outlet for that competitive nature. And it's just really awesome. But, so what's your first real memory of, you know, pushing past like limits, like actual limits, you know, where you're like, this is hard and I got to work hard at it, right? What's your first memory of that?
I think where I first got challenged was, you know, going into the army, of course, um, doing things that I've never done before, you know, with basic and all that. But I think the most challenging part that I remember, bro, was like the first day we stepped in Afghanistan and my boys were dropping out because it was so freaking hot and we were all dehydrated. So we had one mission where we had to do where we went through I don't know if you've been to Afghanistan, but there's a lot of pomegranate orchards.
Oh man,
And
no,
it's
I
just
haven't been.
so when you're going through these orchards, bro, it's just so humid in there, and it was like 110 degrees outside, and people were falling out. Like they had to drop off backpacks and give it to somebody else because they just couldn't hold their gear no more.
Man.
Um, and I was out of water. Everybody's out of water, and we were like barely walking for maybe like an hour or something like that, and we were all cooked. And I just looked around me, and I'm like, damn, like, I'm not falling out. Like, I must be like good. I must be okay. I'm good. I'm good. And then I guess when you see everybody else falling out and you're strong, man, it just gives you more energy.
Yeah,
And
no, for
like I
sure.
just feed off that. You know, I feed off, you know, people hurting because it makes me stronger to be able to help them. Right? Like, hey,
Yeah.
what do you need? Like, I got it. Give me this, give me that.
Yep.
Give me the bag. You know, what do you need me to hold? I got you. You know, so I think those experiences helped me out later in life. When people are
Yeah, you know,
hurting,
and you know, something like that in the military is huge, right? And so I was in the Persian Gulf, right? And I think the hottest that I'd seen 120 something plus, right? So like not the humidity because we were still in the Gulf, right? So we had somewhat of a breeze, but it was still definitely that oven feeling. But you know, you kind of nailed it on, right? When you find others around you suffering and you kind of see that it fuels you for strength, because especially in those moments, right? You have to almost set an example, right, of strength. It's such a precarious situation mentally, physically, right? When you see one person drop and another person drop, it's like a domino effect, right? You know, people start doubting themselves. And when they have a person that they can look to and find strength as an anchor, that's huge, man. And it seems like even through what I've seen in your running journey, your videos, things that you've posted about, things that you talk about, especially in this questionnaire that we had, you enjoy being that anchor, right? And when you're out there on these races, right, you see these other people struggling, and the best way to get out of your own struggle is to help others, right? I always find,
Absolutely.
you know, healing comes in service of others, right? And I think it's just amazing, right? And that's what I see from that. And I think that's amazing that you do that, man. So like, what drew you into running ultras, really? Like, what was it? Just how did that journey come about?
I mean, I had ran my first marathon in 2022.
Okay.
5 months after that, I was on the starting line for my first 100-mile race. So I went from a marathon. Well, actually, I went from zero to a marathon. I never did any 5Ks, 10Ks. I never did a half marathon. Like, I went straight to a marathon.
Yeah. Of
And
course.
then,
Right.
yeah, bro, you know, it's like, hey, you're going to do all those in the marathon. Might as well just, you know, might as well just do them all in one race. And yeah, man. So, I mean, after I finished the marathon, you know, a lot of people the next thing is like, do I beat my time or how much farther can I go?
Yep.
And I picked how far can I go? And I knew a 50K was attainable. I knew a 50 miler was attainable. The 100-mile just seemed absolutely impossible. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way I can do 100 miles. How can I do
Yeah.
it? There's no way. So there was only one way to find out, right?
Look, man, you're built different, bro, because,
Yeah.
like, not anybody can do that, right? I went through the marathon. I had those big grandiose dreams. I was like, I'm going to go do 100 now, right? I had another buddy who's ran a few hundreds. He's like, hey, slow down for a second, man. And he's like, why don't you go run a couple 50s before you figure this out? And I'm glad he did, because I couldn't even do what you did in that 100, right? Right after the marathon, which is just crazy, right? So what advice do you have? Because I think you have to acknowledge you're built a little different, right? And not everybody can, have that dream of going from nothing, marathon, 100, right? What would you give advice to the other runners out there that, may need to take a different approach? What would you, especially after you having to go through a lot of pain like that, right? What advice would you give somebody?
I mean, going from the marathon to 100 miles, it's, I think it requires a different mindset to, like, you really, really have to want it. You really, really have to, like, go into that knowing that you're not going to quit unless you're seriously injured or you're seriously sick. But there's no other way that you're gonna quit. So I think I went in with that mindset, like, no matter what, like, I'm gonna finish. And I saw, like, other people around me that I followed on Instagram and, like, YouTube, and they're just regular men, bro. Like, they're fathers, they go to work, like, there's nothing that they had that I didn't, everybody just has the will. And I knew my why was really strong. I wanted to prove to people that with one kidney, we can still accomplish whatever we want in life. There's anything that can hold us back physically in, with like endurance events or, anything that we can't put our bodies through that our kidney can't handle, so.
Yeah, that's crazy. I want to explore that a little bit. And the one kidney, what's the story behind that? What's going on with that?
Yeah. So, I mean, 2016, my mom, was getting really, really sick from kidney disease, and she was on the transplant list, but a lot of people die waiting on that transplant list just because of going through dialysis. It's like a machine that's, like, killing you, but it's keeping you alive. Right. So it's, like, very painful. You got to go through so much, just sitting in that chair for hours on end, like multiple times a week. And, I knew my mom was going to die very soon. So I didn't want that to happen. So I said, hey, like, I'm going to do it. Either you take it or not. For a long time, she didn't want me to do it because, your son. I understand now. Like, I have my boys too, and I would hate for them to give me a kidney. Like, nah, keep it. Nah, like, I'm good.
Yeah.
But
man, that's crazy.
But now that I see, like me, right? Like, I would have been like, look at this guy. Like, this guy's running 100-mile races. Like, donating a kidney doesn't affect him. Like, it can, but anybody can still do it. So, man, if I could just be the face of kidney donors and, like, what we can accomplish, and maybe people won't live in fear of wanting to help out a relative, a stranger, a neighbor, like, giving them a second chance at life and spending time with with their kids. If you can do that, like, out of the kindness of your heart, or just being so selfless and to give something bigger than yourself, and to live life with purpose, now that that living with one kidney, man, it doesn't affect you. Like, you can still do whatever you want. You can still live the same life you were living before.
Man, that's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I can only imagine the emotional roller coaster that you went through leading up to that point. But it's so true. I mean, giving a small part of yourself for somebody to have, even actually multiple people to have a lifetime of memories, right? Because not only is it your relationship, her relationship, to get to see her grandkids get to see her, and all of this is just together, and it's just one little act of selflessness that is just, amazing. It's crazy, right? That just the trajectory, that so many lives can be affected just from one, I'm not going to call it a simple act of selflessness because it's still a huge act, but I think you showing that, hey, we can still do great things even with this part not in us, right? With that being said, did you notice any difference? Like, were you running prior to the donation and then after, or you just donated and then picked up running after?
Yeah, man. So, like, I was working out before. Like, I was in somewhat shape, like an average guy that he's like, maybe he goes to the gym, maybe he doesn't. It wasn't like crazy. But so everything happened post donation. Everything that has happened is all post donation, 100-mile events, marathons, like all these have happened after giving a kidney. So,
I'm
it
sure that
wasn't
changed.
anything. It wasn't my mindset before. Like I've always been this way. Like, no, this happened all after me giving a kidney. So it doesn't come like with genetics or just me being this way. Like this all happened after donation.
Yeah. I mean, it's wild, man. And so your kids were born after all of this happened?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I got married after. I know I got kids. I ran marathons, 100-mile races.
Dude,
yeah, bro, so
you're awesome, man. You're just so awesome. Yeah, God's good, man. And, you did an amazing thing. And I think that's just huge. Is there a specific foundation that, you either represent or of, or you would like people to maybe go check out if they're ever looking at the donor list or where they can get more information?
Yeah, so the National Kidney Foundation, everything on their website you can look for. You can like, let's say you have a family member that needs a kidney and you get tested, right? There's also a chance where you may not be a match.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, even if you're related, there's still matches or like blood and all these other things that will not be compatible.
Yeah.
But let's say there's somebody in Houston that matches with your mom because they all did a test. You guys could switch.
Ooh.
Like, hey, I'll give a kidney to your mom because I'm a match, and you can give a kidney to my mom because you're a match. So there's always ways to work around these things. And
dang,
man,
I did not
crazy,
know that.
bro.
That's so interesting. I did not know that. It's like, look, I don't match with my mom, you match with my mom, but you and I match. Let me just, we'll just transfer it along the way, right? And I mean, even you saying that kind of, I'm always like philosophical and I think deeper about a lot of things, right? Maybe that's why I'm always running these 100-mile races too. And but like, the fact that you and your mom were actually even a match, something was written somewhere that you needed this to happen. And, every step that you take, every, move that you make in this journey that is life, is for a reason. And I think, again, man, my hat's off to you, dude, because it's just incredible.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, man. So, how do you balance like your ambition with your family life?
I mean, I take it in seasons, right? Like, so right now I'm on like my off season where I'm running a race, but haven't really been training. I've been working a lot more and then spending a lot more time with my family on my days off from working. Like, I'm not doing anything leisurely like I've been invited to go pace a 240-mile race. I've been invited to go pace Javelin 100, Moab 240.
Yeah.
But right now I'm not in that season where I can go do like just these fun things. When I'm not working, I'm with my family. So like right now I'm just in that season where I don't know how many months it is, but it's just until it feels right where, now I'm able to go back out and like help people out or maybe sign up for the next endurance event and just train for that. And then maybe take a little bit more time off from work.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I take it in seasons. That's usually how I do it, bro. So it's been working that way.
I like that, man. Yeah. Do you, I've never paced for anybody, but on my last at Kodiak 100, just the appreciation. It was the first time I've ever had a pacer for any race, right? I always felt like I don't really know anybody. And, the more time you spend in here, the more people you meet, right? But this individual who paced me, we go back to like, we're friends from high school, right? We all joined the military together. Dude, he saved me. And I've never had a pacer, but like this man, like he knew how I responded to things because we've grown up together, right? But he's just incredible, right? Do you find that joy in pacing? Has it unlocked like a new approach to running for you?
I love pacing better than running, bro. Like I'd rather go pace than run the race, Yeah. So I've paced, I think like 5 people to do their first hundreds.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
And then I paced like 2 people in their first ultras. And I paced, my wife in her half marathon. I paced her friend in her full marathon. I love pacing, bro. I love being there and kind of just like, what do they need? I got you. Boom. I'm running to the 810.
You've been there before, right? Yeah. So you're pulling from experience, right? You've like seen what that's like and you can kind of talk them through. And there's something about having somebody who's been through the fire before you, that just gives you confidence in what they're saying and you just shut up and listen and go through it, right?
Absolutely, bro. Yeah. I kind of have to see like how their personality is so I can, kind of give them what they need. If I need to back off, I need to hype them up. If I need to, hook them up with something that I got, they need caffeine, electrolytes, whatever. So yeah, man, I love
that's
pacing.
huge. Yeah, right. I think having that bond, a relationship or understanding of your racer and your pacer, right? I think that's the other reason why I brought my friend in, right? Because I knew that there wasn't going to be anybody else who could just talk to me the way that I needed to. We're both ex-military, right? So I just need that tough love, right? It's like, suck it up, man. We're going through. This is a battle, right? And, not everybody, responds to things like that, right? So I just knew I needed that connection. I needed to have somebody I had history with and they knew how to push me through it. You also said something briefly in there and you said your wife ran the half marathon?
Yeah, in her first half marathon.
Dude, that's sick, man. Yeah, see, it's infectious. Because again, I'm pulling back from the videos, man. Like your race at the 100 and I was watching like the clips with her there, support crew, all that stuff. It takes time. They call us crazy, but little do they know we've planted little seeds, right? Because now my wife has talked about doing a half marathon and she's like, well, let me just do these a little bit more miles, right? And I think that is probably the biggest thing that I love about running and pushing ourselves is when the family, sometimes it takes a little longer, but when the family comes around and like, maybe I kind of want to do this. Maybe I'd like to do that. Right. So congratulations to your wife, man. That is huge. That's awesome. Good on her and good on you too for that inspiration and going with her out there, kind of setting the stage for that. But, shout out to your wife, man. That's a good distance,
bro,
man. That's awesome.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. She's ran 2 now. And, like it's been a domino effect. Like now her friends ran her first marathon. And then my buddy ran his first 50 mile. And it's all happened after I've ran a 100-mile race. So like they look at it as like, if Mannie can run 100 miles, I can run 13. I can run 26, right. And they all known me before all this, right? Like they knew me when I wasn't running, when I barely worked out, so it's like, it's anything you want to do, you just got to work at it. And they see they see me putting in the work every morning, and it's that domino effect.
That's, I mean, it's awesome, right? And I think that's a win in itself too. The other reason why I'm missing Jarrett here on this is he's always like the anti-runner, right? He thinks we're all so crazy. He's like, just run the 5K, just run this or whatever. You'll be fine. He's a soccer player, right? But slowly and surely, we've been getting under his skin and he's over here talking about, oh, well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know if I can just have you be the only one run 100. He's like, no, I can't live my life like that. Should I, but our goal on this show is also to convince him, unintentionally, right? Well, unofficially,
Yeah.
the show is to convince him we're gonna get the Juice to run something, right? So get better, Juice, because we're gonna see you out there. We want to see you going on some distance.
Hell
Now,
yeah.
yeah, we'll get him. Everybody just bugs him, right? And I need to see you bug him too. We're like, hey, missed you on that. Go ahead and run 13
Yeah.
miles.
No doubt. No
But you,
doubt.
yeah, man. But you were saying Leadville was your dream race. Now I have two questions, right?
Yep.
First one is I'm going to pause and let the train go by. There we go. So you said Leadville was your dream race, right? So I have two questions, right? One, how did you qualify for that? And two, did it live up to the dream?
So for that one, I did the lottery. I got picked on the lottery my first try.
Oh my God.
The first time I put my name in the hat, I got picked, bro. No lie. It was destined for me to go there. Like,
This is crazy, man.
I had manifested it from the year prior because I went to go pace my boy. He was running it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was told everybody there, it's like, I'm coming next year. I'm coming next year. Like, I don't know how, but I'm coming next year. Like, I'm going to do this race next
crazy.
year.
He thinks he's coming here next year.
Yeah, bro. So I just manifested it, bro. Like I told everybody, even at my first 100-mile race, I was already talking about Leadville. Like, I haven't even did my first 100, but I was like telling them like, I want to do Leadville. Like, Leadville's my next big project that I want to do.
Yeah.
So I got into the lottery, bro. Like, it was just the grace of God, and I got blessed.
Dude,
yeah, man.
Amazing. So did
And
it live
then,
up to the dream?
Yeah, it did, bro. It definitely did. But it's a race that for me, I wouldn't go back.
Yeah.
It was, I mean, for a lot of races, I don't go back to them. I don't do them twice.
Yeah.
I just think that there's other options that I could do.
Yeah.
But for that one, I wouldn't do it again. It was like a one-time thing, man.
Yeah, you knocked the bucket list out early, right? So is it like a logistics thing, right? Because it's just such a travel and like intensive, right? Yeah,
absolutely. Logistics are, with the crew and with the team. Leadville was just a one-time thing for me. It was my dream race. I got it done. I did it in 27 hours. The goal was like 26, 25, but honestly, bro, I did everything I possibly could during training, and everything that I needed to do to get acclimated. I couldn't get it done. So, I mean, it's cool, bro. I mean,
yeah,
it's a tough race, and I was just happy to finish.
Yeah, no, I hear that. And like, I've given this a lot of thought too. The races are a lot on the family, right? It's the travel with the kids, travel with the wife. Our wives go through an emotional wreck because one, they're not sleeping the entire time anyway. And even though no matter how much we tell them, just go to sleep over here, I'll be fine through this time, they stay awake worrying the whole time. The kids are out and about. Logistically, a lot of these races are really tough on families. And, it's giving me more thought about like, okay, how many should I just do self-supported 100 milers or something like that, right? Where we just cruise around. I don't have to sign up for anything. I just do it on my own. But obviously, like, I enjoy connecting with people. I enjoy being around there. Sometimes it's also logistically easier to have aid stations because when you're carrying that much weight or trying to drop everything, it's wild. But, so like, what's one, moment from any race that you have that you'll never forget, whether it's good or bad?
I mean, for me, bro, the getting first place at Saddle to Surf for my cousin's 2-year anniversary, going for sub 20 and then getting it and then beating the course record, getting first place. That feeling, bro, like, I mean, also beating Matt Johnson in that race, like Matt Johnson,
insane, dude.
Everyone's like ultra runner, like, hero, bro. And for me to beat him, and it just, everything was like a dream, like that came together like so perfectly, where we got the goal, we got first place, course record. We did it for my cousin. My family was there. And I called my shot and we hit it. So I think I'll never forget that moment, bro. It was just, it was the best.
I think that's amazing. That's, there's always like these self-doubts that we have, but when you call your shot and you put all the work in and it pays off, just the boost to your life is amazing. I mean, that's the competitor in us, right? And it doesn't have to be winning a race, right? But it's like the time, right? Like just a goal you set for yourself, right? I think that's what I love about running is you're really like, yeah, okay, we can race other people, but like you can race yourself in all of these challenges, and you set these little goals, and like, it's almost like somebody who has in that same race, right? Is like, let me get sub 24 hour, and they get it, right? And they probably had that same feeling as you did podium like on that, like, and that's what's so incredible about running, right? We all have races within the race, but let me ask you, at what mile or what moment did you realize, oh my God, I'm going to pull this off?
I think it was was it like, I think it was mile 90, bro.
Dang,
like,
it went that long into it, huh?
yeah,
Yep.
bro, because I was so close, just telling my boy, like, bro, fuck sub 20. Like, let's just go sub 24. Like, I don't want to walk the rest of the way. Like, I don't care about it. I was so close to telling him, bro, because I knew he would have listened to me. He'd have been like,
Yeah.
because I haven't talked, and I'm just like staying in the game, and I know he would have been like, damn, he's hurting. We probably need to like slow down so we could just finish this race. But I knew it was like weakness, like
The
that was just going
mind.
through mine. Yeah, I knew it was my
The mind
mind just
lies,
being weak.
dude. It lies so much in these races, right? And it's crazy. But yeah, so go on.
Yeah, so your mind goes to comfort first of all. Like, where can we get most comfortable? Hey, let's walk the rest of the way instead of, hey, bro, we said we're gonna get sub 20. We can still walk. We can still run. Let's get this done.
Yeah.
So at mile 90, we took a break, and I got up before the break was over. I was like, nah, let's keep going. Like, he was like, dude, we got like 5 minutes left. I was like, fuck that, let's go. So I knew from there, I'm like, all right, we're gonna hit this goal, and we're gonna get it done. And so the course was actually like 97 miles, or like 97.8. And for me, bro, I can't have that. I need my watch to say 100. I can't. So at the bottom of the finish line, so at the finish line, you got to go up this big hill, and then it leads you into the 100-mile club, which is a fundraising event for 100 mile the 100 mile club kids. So before we went up that hill, I was doing laps back and forth, just so my watch would say 100 miles before I got up there.
Yeah, we all have a screw loose in our head, and that just pretty much says the story of that. You're not doing any of us justice with that, but you are.
Yeah, bro. I'm like, my watch ain't gonna be 97, 98.1. Like, I'm like, nah, bro, we're getting 100.
Oh man, that's sick, man. Did
So
you
I was like, fuck it.
did you know you passed Matt Johnson at that point? Were you like, did you know you had, like, at what point did you pass him?
So mile 70 is like 3 or 75. We were like battling each other. Like, he was going first. I'd take a break. He'd pass me. We would go like that for a little while.
Oh, that's sick, man. I want to get in a race like that so bad.
Yeah, bro. So we were leapfrogging each other. And then, so mile 75, that's when I passed him, and we're about to get to the next aid station. And from there, I look at my boy. I'm like, he's not passing us again. Fuck this. Let's go. And so, because he was hurting, bro, I know he was in pain because he had an injury in his leg.
Yep.
And I'm like, fuck this. Like, we're gonna send it. We're gonna keep going. So after that, I didn't see him again. So I always kept looking back for him, like during the race.
Just going.
But he had DNF'd at 75. But I kept going, thinking
he's still in
he
it.
was right behind me. Yeah, they didn't tell me he wasn't. He didn't tell me he DNF'd till the race was over.
Yeah.
So I was just, it was good that they didn't tell me, because I probably would have took my foot off the gas.
Exactly. Yeah, man. I'm so glad. Yeah, that's super cool. You talked about a moment in there, right, where we look for easy, right? And you're like, oh, I could have easy told my buddy, right, hey, let's walk, and they would have listened, right?
Mm.
Man, I had a similar moment to that in the Kodiak 100, right? I mean, I'm injured at this point, right? And there was this voice that crept up inside me. It was my own voice, right?
Yeah.
And I told this story to my pacer, and I was like, there was a moment in there where, in a matter of a second, this whole scenario played out, right? I hear my voice say, just lay down here and DNF and let them come get you off the mountain. And I envisioned them coming to pick me up off the mountain. I was at mile 96, right? And like all of this happens in a split second, right? The doubt, the quit, the vision of me walking off the course to DNF, all this stuff happens within a split second in my mind, right? And I like shoot back to reality and I scream, fuck, right? And it like goes through the mountains and I'm just like, dude. And it was like, I was so mad at the fact that even at that point, easy was creeping into my mind. And like, I scared my pacer and he's like, what the hell? And I'm like, just go. And I'm like walking. I can't even run at this point, but I'm just like, just everything I had. I'd already given everything I had to that point anyway. But it was just like, I was angry with the fact that that person was still there, right? But by the end of it, I think I beat him out, right? And I think we all find moments like that within our lives every day, within these races, right? Where the path of least resistance is so easy. It's right there for us. It's always there for us. But like, you find so much growth and so much more satisfaction when you shut that path of least resistance off and you go through and you finish something like that. So I think that's just huge. And I think it's amazing for people to hear that, right, to shut that voice off at times and go. So, you talk about publicly, and I know it's a big part of your why as far as, showing what people are capable of, even after making a donation, like, of an organ to somebody else. But when nobody else is watching, Manny, what's your quiet why? Like, what's your why really? Like, I think we all have different whys, right? Things that we say publicly out loud. Is there something inside you that you have a different why?
I mean, for me, dude, it's my kids, of course, bro. Like, my kids are everything that, like, I live for. My kids, my family, man. And, like, quietly, like, that's what I do it for, is my kids, man. But of course, like, that's like the big reason. But also, man, like, secretly in my own heart, bro, like, I'm still like a weak person, like, I feel like I'm still weak, man, that I just got to keep proving myself, like, you're not weak anymore, man, like, you're a bad motherfucker, like, you're bad, bro. But there's like, I'm always battling with, like, you're still weak, man, like, you can still be better, bro. And
Oh man.
I think people have a different perception of me, and like, I like to be real humble about things, man, because like,
you're a big voice for a lot of people, so you have to kind of like show a certain side, right? And it's kind of why I want to ask that question, right? We do have the person who we are representing as ourselves, but I also think, there is a little selfishness in all of us, and we need to have that selfishness, not taking away from the donations to the family, right? I think, people like us going through what we've been through, there is some healing that we still need to do. Do you find healing like that for anything in the past, traumas? Do you find healing out there running these miles solo, quiet through the dark? Is there a sense of healing and, kind of finding solace in the suffering?
Yeah, man. I mean, like, back then, like, when I first got out of the army, I had a lot of issues. I got into a lot of drugs.
Same.
And alcohol. And mostly that's how I coped with the pain, and with, like, seeing things in my head, and, going through war at a young age. Like, dude, I was 19 in Afghanistan. Like the average 19-year-olds aren't going to war nowadays, bro. So the things that I saw, the things that I went through, it still carries on through today. Yeah. And like, the person I was, like, after, like, going through drugs and alcohol, like that person still lives inside of me.
Yep.
Cause like I still always get like tendencies, like, man, like, let me just do some little bit, little this, little that. Like
Yeah.
it goes in my brain, bro. Cause, it's a part of me, man. So
Yeah.
this
It's there. Yeah.
running is the new addiction that I have, as long along with like bettering myself, becoming the best version of myself.
Yeah.
Every day, that's like a new obsession, a new addiction that I do. Because like I have an
Yeah.
addictive personality, bro. Like when I love something, I'm passionate about it, and I get addicted to it, and I go. I go, like my wife will tell you, man, like anything like I love and like I get addicted to, like I go hard. I go too hard.
Yeah,
So
obviously, because look at look at what
yeah,
we do,
man.
right?
Back to
You
back,
know,
bro. Yeah.
yeah, I relate to you so much, and I know the listeners have heard some of my story as well. Similar, man. I had to silence these demons, like that would just keep me up at night from the things that we've seen, things that we went through, right? And my journey to this point, definitely one of intense ultra marathon drug use,
Yeah.
where I suffered. I mean, people say like, "Oh my God, I can't believe you ran 100 miles," right? They used to say, "Oh my God, how are you doing this much drugs and still alive?" Right?
Yeah.
So like, my co-host, he's seen me on all of these, through this whole journey here, man. And yeah, I think it's huge that you're sharing and you're being vulnerable in that aspect, right? Because I also like to, speak to our veteran buddies out there, man. We all have somebody out there who's really just trying to find an outlet and escape, right? And I hope that conversations like this make it less embarrassing to say that we've gone through some struggles, right? And we can still come out on the other end doing something incredible, man. And I just hate to see my fellow servicemen and friends that I've been with still suffering out there, right? And that's part of this journey too, right? Especially if, like, I'm sure your family and friends can say the same. Like, if Manny can come back through this, right? Anybody can, right? Same here, man. If I can come back through this, anybody can. You just got to not have that path of least resistance. You need to put in that struggle, but it's there, right?
Yeah, you got to find something else to take your mind off of that and put it into something that's actually, going to benefit you for better, man. It doesn't have to be running. It could be cycling. It could be Pilates. It could be anything.
Yeah.
It could be reading books. Like
Yep.
whatever it is, just find
I
another
love that.
outlet. Just find another outlet and get away from. Like I don't drink anymore, bro. I don't touch alcohol. I don't do drugs.
Yep.
Like I stay away from all that, bro, because
Heck yeah.
right now I care more about performance than
Hmm.
pleasure. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like the
Yeah.
performance will always come first than pleasure. And
Yeah.
if you can just see it like that way, like you don't sacrifice performance for pleasure because the performance is going to benefit you. It's going to increase your health, it's going to increase your life, and it's just going to
Yeah.
make you better in all
Yeah.
aspects of life. Like this carries on through when you're at work, when you're a father, you're a husband, you're a brother, friend. You just want to be great in all of that, man. A great
Yeah.
person, all in all.
No, dude, it's awesome. I mean, don't let the pleasure affect the performance. Just that's some very insightful stuff, man. I fully support that, and man, just amazing. So, couple final questions here, right? Coke and gels, your favorite combo?
Coke and gels, baby. That's my life, man. It used to be Coke and pills.
Yeah. Went from Coke and pills to Coke and gels, just a
I went
different
from
Coke, right?
I went from Coke and pills to
Hell
Coca
yeah,
Cola
man.
and gels, bro.
Yeah,
That's
yeah, there we go. I probably should, after that, probably Coca-Cola and gels,
Coca
ladies and
Cola.
gentlemen. We are not
Yeah,
cocaine and, and
yeah.
gels,
No
okay?
more cocaine and pills. Coca Cola and gels.
Hey, I love it, man. I love it. Just go to, it just gives you that boost, right? Just
Yeah,
that
man.
caffeine. That's
Just
so good.
the liquid, the caffeine, the sugar, the taste. it just feels
Yeah, it's
good.
kind of brings you to like a little child. I don't know, something about it, man. Why is the Coke so damn good out there? Oh
It's
my
like
God, man.
nostalgic too, huh? Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
dude.
yeah.
Yeah, right. I
It's
mean,
like,
it just gives you a little reprise from the pain that you're in. Mine is ramen. I'm talking the
ramen.
unhealthy, cheap ramen noodles, right? My
Yeah,
wife always has a bunch of those. Right? I'm like, just load that up for me, and I'm good to go, right? What gels do you like? What are your favorite gels?
um, usually I've been liking the Morins.
Yeah,
Morins are like really the only ones that I feel like that. Like damn, like it hits me and I can feel it hitting me.
yeah,
Precision is good too. Um, and like I'll do the precision, like the 90-gram ones,
yeah,
like
yeah,
those
yeah,
ones.
yeah. I know
I'll
exactly.
do
Yep.
those ones, yeah, bro. And
Oh
just
yeah,
those two, man.
yeah. When I first tried Morton's, I was so mad that I loved it so much because they're so damn expensive.
Yeah, I
I was
know,
like,
bro.
damn it, why did this one have to work so well? And it's like, I don't get tired of it. Like it's easy on my gut. I always have gut issues, right?
Yeah,
And they're just the best. And damn you, Morton's, for being so good.
I
Cause
know,
they're
man. But
so
I also think
expensive.
of it like I'm like, all right, I'm putting quality in my body, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yep.
and it kind of gives you that mental. It's like I'm not putting cheap
Yeah.
crap like like a goo or something,
Yeah.
I'm actually putting higher quality gels
And you're
in
right
me,
though,
so it
because
helps.
I noticed that. Yeah, I noticed that. What is it? I was having so many issues. I think a lot of my gut issues, right, with the certain electrolyte packets that I was using, certain goos that I was using, and I guess goo itself, right. And I'm sorry, it's not a diss to goo. They get the job done, right.
Yeah, yeah,
But it
yeah.
wasn't until I
I'll take
started.
goose for like some regular, runs.
Yeah,
I'll still take
exactly,
some
right.
goose.
Just the everyday, you just need something, right.
Yeah, yeah,
But I noticed until I started to really dial in nutrition and like reading these labels and figuring out what I'm putting in, right? Is when a lot of these stomach issues, dude, I was compiling so much, right? I had no idea. I'm taking like I'm not going to name the electrolyte brand. I'm taking that and I'm taking goos, and I didn't even realize the goos had caffeine in it. So I'm drinking like 36 cups of coffee on a
yeah,
run, and I'm having so much sugar from the electrolyte mix and more sugar from the goos. And it was just, my body was like, what are you doing right now? Right. And that's
yeah,
when I kind of started to realize, oh, you need to dial this in. And that, maybe that's from my past drug days too, where I like to tinker with things, right? And it was kind of
yeah,
fun in that aspect, right? Where your body is this kind of like science experiment in these, right? And you
mm,
tinker and you find out what works for you, what doesn't, and I think that's the fun part about running as well, right? On these training
yeah,
runs, right? That you got to find some sort of like fun in it, because they can get pretty mundane, right? You still keep going, right? So do you have any advice for someone who just DNF'd? I think we just wrapped up Hobbling 100, took quite a few runners out again. The first DNF, maybe they're not their first DNF, but do you have any advice for somebody who has DNF'd?
fuck, bro. I have a DNF, bro.
That's
But
okay.
you know what? Like what always tell everybody: death before DNF.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
told my boy did javelina too, Ben Doucette. Shout out to my dog, but
Oh yeah.
yeah, man, he got it done before the race, bro. I was supposed to go pace him, but I texted him death before DNF, man. Like I, I I tell everybody, my boy did Rocky Raccoon this year. I went to go
Oh,
pace
sick.
him. I said, bro, I'd rather you die than give up on that course. Like
Yeah.
just
No.
die first.
Yep.
Um, so, so anybody I'm probably not the guy because I'll tell you to die before you quit. Like, just
Yeah, yeah.
die.
I
I go
love it.
into every race willing to leave everything on the course. If I gotta
No, I
die, I
love it.
gotta die. But I mean, David Goggins is DNF. Fucking all the best athletes. Andy
Yeah.
Glaze, the greatest of the greatest have DNF'd. To be great, you gotta fail, right? So
Yeah. Yeah. I
failure is a
think,
part of the process. I
yep.
failed in training runs. I failed, in other things where, like, man, that run didn't go good, or the race. I failed in other ways. Like, hey, I was going for sub 24. I ended up getting 32 hours.
Mm,
So
yeah.
it all depends on how you look at things, right? Like that was a
Yeah.
failure, but I got the job finish, but I didn't finish it the way I wanted to. So, it's all part of the process. And,
Yeah.
I
Yeah, I
think,
like the analogy of all the greats have DNF'd, right? I'm on a DNF category, right? I'm not built like you, but at some point, like I had some way more regret DNFing than I wonder like what would have happened like had I finished, right? But I also like to think like if you're not failing, you're not pushing yourself too, right? You're not pushing yourself to the extremes that you can, right? So whatever anybody's level of adventure they have, right? If push it to the limit, right? Whatever it is, and see what's on the other side of that. Favorite movie, and I'm only bringing this up because again, Juice, he loves the same thing. But your favorite movie and why?
man, Gladiator, bro. That's my favorite
Let's
movie.
go, Juice. Manny's got your back right here, man. I know you're going to listen to this and you're going to just be cheering on the other end.
Yeah, man. So I bring myself back into those times, like let's say I lived in that day, that era. Like I would be a gladiator, I would be a warrior, I would be a fighter, I would be one of those motherfuckers, bro. Like that'd be me. So I know if I lived in that era, that's what I would be doing. If I lived there, I would have to be like a warrior. I'm not gonna be a freaking guy, a farmer or a freaking doing anything like.
You're the hunter. You're not the gatherer,
I'm not
man.
the hunter. I'm not the gatherer. I'm the hunter, bro. So
Yeah.
I love those movies. I think they're. I love that movie, man. I watch it before every race. I'm gonna watch it again this weekend. I watch it if I'm on a flight. I watch it on the flights. I watch it all the time. I have it on my phone, like downloaded, like I paid for it. I watch it all the time, bro. Yeah.
Yeah. I see you on the plane, just like acting out the scenes in there. People are like, "Who the hell is this dude going?" You're like, "Let's go."
Yeah, bro. My wife. Yes. So my wife, she wanted to. So we were gonna watch the second one.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Oh, have you seen the first one?" She's like, "No." I was like, "All right, I'm gonna tell you." I told her the whole movie, like from memory. I told her everything from memory, and then I was like, "Now you're ready to watch the second one because now I just told you everything that happened on the first one."
Most people would say, "All right, let's watch the first one, and then we'll get to the next one." No, my boy acted this thing out for his wife.
Oh, they're the whole thing, everything, bro. Like it was funny.
You come out in the washcloth over here, like ready to.
Yeah, bro.
Oh, dude, that's awesome. Oh man, that's amazing. So that's why your dream run location would be Rome and the Colosseum. Have you ever been?
No, bro. That's definitely. I want to go to Rome, dude. My son's name is Rome.
Of course. There you go.
My son's name is Rome. I want to go to the Coliseum. We want to go there one day. I want to run around there, bro. It'll be.
Let me tell you what, man. You will not be disappointed. The one of the fortunate things I had about being in the Navy is that I got to see the world, right? And I was a young kid, wild, and we went to Rome, and I went out and I partied a lot while I was out there. So that was like some of my things that I was like always, regretful. I was like, I wish I would have I did some sightseeing, but which I did. I went around the Colosseum, the old city of Rome, dude. Your mind will be absolutely blown. And I can't wait for me to see, I'm manifesting it right now. This is what I'm doing. I can't wait to see on your Instagram page that you're out there, walking around the Colosseum, bro, because to see something that old and just to like be in his presence, there's an aura about it, man. And outside the Colosseum, there's an aura about it, dude. And I cannot wait to see you visit that one day. My wife, she ended up winning the Showcase Showdown on The Price is Right. And we ended up getting a trip to the Amalfi Coast. So I did get a second chance of, yeah, dude, it was so sick. It's second chance of going there and actually not being, partying out there and actually experiencing that country again. And we went to Pompeii and did all of that stuff, everything out there. And it was, again, just as incredible, just seeing everything out there. The vibe is still, I love Italy, man. So when you said that, I was like, yes, 100%. And I can't wait. I was doing some training running while we were out there, and it was beautiful, man, just to be the only one on the streets. And I love running in other countries before the world has even woken up, dude. It is like the best way to tour another country.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, man. So again, I'm manifesting that for you. I cannot wait to see you guys outside the Coliseum, the old city of Rome. It's going to be great. I'll definitely
So
smash
happy.
that like.
Yeah,
But
bro.
yeah, man. If there's one race that you'd run every year, if you could, what would it be? What's your favorite one?
Yeah, that's a good question, bro. Oh man. Uh, shit.
And it
Damn.
doesn't have to be a specific race, maybe a distance.
I would say the 100, but I think I
But I
might
heard your last
retire.
one, bro. You said, I'm done with hundreds.
I
And I
retired.
said, no, he's
I
not.
retired. I mean, of course, dude. I've been running the LA Marathon the past
Yeah.
3 years. I would say the LA Marathon because I would like to just pace a beginner every time
Mm,
that I knew, like
yeah.
someone that like last year I paced my wife's friend in her first marathon. The year before that I paced another buddy. He wanted to go for sub 4.
Yeah.
Um,
That's sick.
and then the year before that I did a back-to-back marathon, so back-to-back weekends training for a 100-mile race.
Yeah.
So like I would like to help people get a goal like under 4 hours or 3:30 or whatever 4:30. It don't matter.
Yeah. I love
But I
that, man.
think
You're
just because it's
finding,
home,
you say that
it's
again?
home, it's close by. It's a
Yeah.
home. It's my hometown. I mean, LA's not too far away. It's
Yeah.
a big
You're right there.
race. It's one of the biggest races around here just because of how many people are there.
Yep.
So I mean, it's not going to be like a New York vibe or a Chicago, but it gets pretty close.
Yeah, but it's like you said, it's home, right? Because there ain't no
It's home.
place like LA, bro. Like the
Yeah.
vibe is unmatched anywhere, right? My sister lives in Chicago, and I've seen the vibe out there, right? And I love it. I'm not hating on anything, right? I've been to New York, but I've never ran the New York Marathon, and we're gonna get to that after this too.
Mm.
But LA, bro, is just a different vibe. Go Dodgers. Which we're going to be wrapping up soon because we got a game to watch.
That's right, bro. Yeah, man. So, and then it's if my family can and be like, hey, bro, like train this way. I'll train you on. I'll coach you on how to do these miles, how many miles
Yeah.
a week, and just listen to me. And on race day, I'm gonna help you. I'll be there with you. So I think for me, it'd be that type of a
That's
race I would like
awesome,
to
man.
do every year.
It sounds like we got Coach Mannie is going to be coming up in the ranks soon because it seems like you're finding that like what I learned in my sobriety, right? You're finding healing and growth through helping others, right? And
Absolutely.
I think talking about that and seeing probably the change go through these individuals pushing through something and being able to usher them with your knowledge, because the only way to get that knowledge is to live through it yourself, right? But then to see how they change and grow as a person, because I want to share this with the world, right? I'm like, hey, do you guys realize that there's this thing out here that could just rewire your brain, and everything that used to suck in a day-to-day moment, right, no longer sucks anymore because you can just push yourself through this, right? I see you doing that, man. And I think that's so awesome. And there's just so much more growth in that healing and that in helping others, right? Growth and servitude to others, right? So, with the final questions here, I want to talk briefly before we wrap up. You got the New York City Marathon coming up, man.
Yes, sir, man. This Sunday, New York City, my first world major marathon,
That's
running
awesome.
on behalf of the National Kidney Foundation. They gave me a slot, which I was, very thankful for. And yeah, man, it's doing it for a great cause. For my mom, I'll be running kind of for her for this
Yeah.
thing, just because, right now she's back on dialysis. So
Sorry.
she is like losing my kidney. It's been 9 years now.
Yeah.
And there's been some difficulties with that, some issues, some problems she's having. So it's
Well, we'll
something
pray for
that
you and her and the family, man. Definitely. And I think that's great for you to bring awareness. Is there a link to the charity donation on Instagram that I can post in the show notes for any last minute donors out there?
Yes, sir. The
Okay.
link is in my bio. Just on the Beacons app, you can just
Perfect.
click. It's the first one. Yes, donate whatever. If you can't donate, I mean, just share it,
Yep.
and it'll maybe somebody that sees it can help
Well,
out.
I'll be
But
sure we do our part here to support you and kind of show you that, we're behind you. And, we wish your mom the best of luck, your family. We're praying for you guys. I hope you have a great race out there. You enjoy yourself. Before we wrap this show up, is there any last words that you want to say to anybody out there listening? And then please give us your social media handles or wherever people can, find you.
yeah, man, I mean, it's humbling to be able to share my story on anybody's platform, and especially yours, bro.
Oh,
It's
man, thank you.
for people just to even hear my story and to get inspired by it. It just means a lot to me. And I'm very open on social media. If you guys hit me up or have any questions, I'm always responding to everybody. And yeah, man,
And what's that Instagram handle?
Instagram is gonna be Mannie Zubia, and then I have YouTube. I have my documentaries on there from most of my races, and then TikToks. I don't really post on there, but usually the same stuff is on Instagram. So Instagram, YouTube, Facebook. It's all Mannie Zubia, Mannie, and then Zubia, Zubia.
Hell yeah, man.
Nobody else has that name in the world, so it got
Hell yeah, man. Well, I appreciate you. I'm to our listeners in the show notes. All these links to social media handles and donation pages will be there for you to be able to reach out to Mannie. Not so much on the TikToks. I'm the same way too. But we'll post it all there. And I just wanted to say thank you again for sharing your story, your openness. We're super grateful to have you on here. Please hang out for a second after I close the show out, okay? All right. So that is another episode of the Ostrich Running Podcast. I want to say thank you so much again to Mannie for joining us, sharing his story. He's out there for you guys. We've all been there. Struggling through things, and the ability or the way that he's open about his story is so inspirational to myself. We're thinking about his family. We're thinking about him and any of the veterans out there. If you're struggling, you have any, mental health crisis, it's okay. We've all been there before. I want you all to know that we're here for you. You reach out to myself, and I'm sure Mannie would be open to, hearing from anybody else out there. But, if you're ever wanting to have a serious change in your life and need some inspiration, I highly recommend going to watch those documentaries that Mannie was talking about on his YouTube. They're just amazing, beautifully shot journeys. And it's how I found him. And I think it's just great. All of our listeners out there, week after week, your messages, your words of support are always amazing and so welcome for this show. We appreciate your support. And yeah, again, make sure you reach out to Juice too. Give him some well wishes out there. But that's another episode of the Ostrich Running Podcast. Cue that outro music.
Bitch. Who says you need to fly to reach the top? Keep beating your block till your feet are hot. Get your head out the sand, join the flock. It's okay to run scared, we enjoy the lie. I'm an odd kid, like an ostrich. I got a pod, kids, here's a topic. Blaze your own trail, don't be cautious. Two birds, one stone's how I rock it. Can't make an omelet without breaking a shell. But the say grew up, now I'm raising hell. Haters gonna hate, yeah, they praying you fail. So put in the work, whether pavement or trail. The grades fell down, but they got to the feet. Run your own race, put this pod on repeat. Shake your tail feather, keep nodding your beaks. Ostrich gang, or you're not my peeps. Who says you need to fly to reach the top?